Hey everyone, this is Justin with Two Stall Garage. Thanks for stopping in today. Today we're doing something really simple. We're gonna just change the oil on this 2009 Ford Taurus that we got for $900. And we got about 12,000 miles on the oil right now. It's amsoil 520 Signature Series. We're gonna see just how well it held up. And we are gonna show you our experience with running our vehicles 12,000 miles between changes. Let's get started. Also, I'm in my regular clothes today, not my shop clothes, so I can't get dirty. Here we go. Alright, well first things first, I had to have my morning coffee. I got that done. Even had a few chicken patties. So you can see by the looks of the interior of this car, the inside the engine bay anyways, it's nice and clean still. We did replace the battery on it. The battery died just a couple weeks ago. When we bought the car, it had about 211.5 to 700 miles on it. Just making sure we can see here. Now it's got about 224,500 on it. So, with that said, let's do our 12,000 mile oil change. Like I said, I'm in my good clothes, so I don't want to get dirty. Won't make Mrs. Two Stall happy. She buys me new clothes and I wreck them right away. Wreck-It Ralph style. Okay, we haven't added any oil to this along the way of the 12,000 miles, which is amazing for how much we paid for the car. And there it is. It's down at the add line. And as you can see, it's not clean, but it's also not terribly dirty either. I've seen much worse oil than this. This has hints of brown in it still, but I've seen black oil, and this stuff pretty decent yet. Drop that back down in. If you're wondering why we're doing an oil change video, well, why not? It's part of car maintenance, and if you don't do it, it's going to have a big impact on your car. If you want to start changing your own oil at home, go ahead and do that. It's not a big deal. A few things you want to make sure you have probably is a nice jack. It doesn't have to be an expensive jack, just a nice jack. You go to Harbor Freight, pick up a floor jack. It's a rapid jack. That'll help you out real nice. Then at least pick up 1 or 2 jack stands and make sure you use both in tandem. Oil filter, paper towel, and you are good to go. You know, a wrench. You could even get the one size wrench that you need. You don't have to have a whole tool chest. If you got a 2009 Taurus, for example, grab the one wrench you're going to need to get the drain plug off, and maybe grab the, just a filter for, not a filter, but a filter wrench for the oil filter. So I'm going to jack this up. Alright, you should be able to see under it, I got it jacked up. We've got a rapid jack, which is the red Pittsburgh 3-ton jack, and we've got a jack stand on this side. Got a jack stand on that side. And I lowered it down so it's resting on the jack stands. But then I put a little bit of lift from the rapid jack as well. Coming over here, you can look right down through here. I'm not sure if you can see it with this camera, but the oil filter is just right down there, so we're going to go underneath right now. And for this, I've got my garage coat on. I can't get my shirt dirty. It's a nice one. Nice t-shirt anyways. So be careful. We don't want to get any oil on ourselves. And if you get any oil on you, well, might or might not be a big deal. Let's see here. I think that it is a 19. Could be wrong. We're going to go with 19, no? There we go. Get our oil deal out. We're gonna have to drain that into this here. All right, all the flashlights are inside because we've got home improvement going on. But look at this. Good news is I found some gloves. That's great. Helped me in the not getting dirty process. I had to move one of the jacks just a little bit because it was right underneath the filter here. So here's your filter. If you put it on right, you can hopefully get it off without a thingamabobby. Oh man, and we cannot. So I'm gonna have to grab a wrench here, turn that baby off. All right, instead of going for that wrench right away, I'm just gonna go ahead and Drain the oil here. It's definitely not a 19, feels more like a 17. All right, survey says it's a 15. All right, one of the nice things is when you do this, you can make sure that you don't put your oil plug on too tight, so it should be easier. So let's see how I did here. There we go, wasn't too bad. Excellent. Now I know for many this is just a common thing, but I think it's good. There's a need for skills like this just to help yourself out, save some money. Gas is expensive and diesel's worse. So do what you can to help yourself out and your family if you have one. Oh. The drain on this thing leaves a little bit to be desired. It almost overflows every time. But it seems to just get by and hold its own. I did let the car run for probably about 10 minutes just to make sure the oil was warmed up. Get all the contaminants that we can out. Crystal's in here. She hangs out with the chicks, but she doesn't bother them. So I'm gonna let that finish draining out. I'll put the plug in, then we'll get the oil filter off. All right, well, I made a decent mess. I wasn't watching it as it was draining. And as it got down, the stream changed directions on me, or locations, so this is what I'm using to get the filter off. Just make sure you go the right way the first time, you'll be fine. Wish I could show you this, not that it's a huge deal for many, but just can't quite get the camera angle under there the way I would like to, so it doesn't really happen. All right, well, here it comes. I am making a mess on the floor. That will happen. Just clean it up if you're doing it in a public area. Clean it up if you're doing it on the ground. Now, there it is. Okay. I'm gonna grab the new filter and we'll put that on if you can see. Okay, here's what we're gonna run. We're gonna run the boosted SAE 520 amsoil synthetic motor oil, and this is for gasoline engines up to 12,000 miles or 1 year, and you can actually do that. I recommend running a good oil filter. Don't want to run something that's going to break down or clog up for the 12,000 miles. Here's a Wix. All right, well, it seems like it was just a second ago, but I'm actually back a few days later now. I've got my work clothes on and actually grabbed the wrong oil filter when I grabbed the filter for this, so I'm back. We've got our 5156. I switched that out with the Napa Gold 1516, so 51516, 51516. And we're gonna go ahead and get this in right now. I'll get down underneath the car. I'll get this oil filter on. We'll dump 5 quarts of oil in it, drop it down, and see where we sit. Just like that, we've got the oil filter on. What a difference it makes when you have the right filter. We'll go ahead and put our big green filter in here. I like this one. Easier to not spill, generally. Everything's looking good with the Taurus. We're gonna drop 5 quarts of the boosted amsoil, 100% synthetic motor oil, 520 weight. 3.5 liters of raw power. Missed again. Just gotta walk it over there, I guess. This is our last one. This is number 5. And I always save the empty can because we're out on the shelf. We hold about 6 on the shelf at a time. That way I know I need to reorder. Here's our empty number 5. Cap is back on. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this down. Got quite the mess underneath the car, unfortunately. Let me pull out my jack stands. Okay, we're gonna let it back down slowly. Check out our chicks, they're doing good, really growing. We don't know if those two white fellas or fellettes are roosters or not, but they seem to be growing quite a bit compared to the other ones. Pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. There we go. Got a little issue with one of the seatbelt connectors that just came up out of nowhere. 224,493 miles on this. Let's go check the oil. I don't know if you can see it, but I got quite a mess on the floor of oil that dripped. Gonna have to clean that up right away. One thing I don't know is when this last had a timing chain replacement. But I'm telling you what, if we got the timing chain replaced, we replaced the water pump and thermostat and all that good stuff that you should change kind of regularly, I bet this thing would run for another 150,000 miles. Just runs great, doesn't smoke, cheap and reliable. And you can't go wrong with that, cheap and reliable. Okay, and here it is. We're about a quart low, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up one more of those boosted 520 synthetic quarts. Dripping oil more on the floor. We're a quart low, so we'll pick that up tonight and we'll be good to go. But as for this video, we're gonna call this good. And I can assure you we'll put in that extra quart to make sure we're up to that full mark. Anyways, I just want to say thanks for hanging out. Thanks for supporting a small business, little two-stall garage. We really appreciate it. If you feel like it, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit the like button if you want to. Let us know if we're doing a good job, or hit the dislike button. Let us know we're doing a bad job. Either way, this one's going to be wrapped up for today for this video. We'll keep making some more. If you're wondering what happened to the Jeep Liberty CRD, it's still here. Just as you might expect, it's broke down. It's got a weak head gasket and it's losing coolant. We did the test. The head gasket test with the test fluid, and it sure came out that nice, sweet yellow. It's a bum deal, but we're gonna get it fixed up. That's coming up here eventually too. Everyone else, you guys have a good day. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.